All right, two things. One, I know I look 12. I was actually shaving my face before work. I had my electric razor going on the right side. Got about maybe like halfway done, and it died on me. So I'm running late towards work. I don't have time to charge it. I'm kind of running late again. So I had to shave my entire face. First time clean shaven in like 4 years. So if I look like, 5 years younger than I usually do, that's why. And two, my second time recording this. Unfortunately, my first file got corrupted. I don't really know what happened with it. But here we are, round two, to recap the Jags-Eagles game. It's going to be a little different this time. I know I keep changing things up. Just trying to get used to this whole recording thing. Getting used to talking to a camera. It's different. But this one, I'm just going to go kind of more conversational. Holding the mic, chilling back, instead of just kind of reading like a robot. Just kind of going off my notes. Just reading statistics. I feel like that's kind of dry and can get kind of old. So why not just sit back, relax, have a conversation, talk about this game. Before I do, I'd like to remind you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell just so you guys get a notification every time I post a brand new video. Appreciate you guys for growing the channel, man. I think we're up to 60-something subscribers within the first 4 weeks of the season, which is just unbelievable. Just want to thank you guys. It means a ton. And also, leave a comment. I know it was a rough game, pretty ugly. Let me know where your head's at. Are you guys worried? Kind of writing it off because of the weather? Kind of curious to hear what you guys think. But without further ado, let's get into the recap. All right, so first things first, got to address Trevor Lawrence and his performance. You can attest a lot of that to the weather. I can make excuses all day long, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to give you facts. Ball security, horrible. Just atrocious. I mean, you can go back through my tweets and read a couple. The frustration levels were high. Pretty pissed off. As far as ball security going forward, am I too worried about it? Not really. I think he had like 9 fumbles last year. Lost, I think, 5 of them. Was it 9? I think it was like 9 and lost, I think, 4 or 5 of them. Right around league average. Not too bad. And for a rookie. And with his pocket presence and the way that he's able to evade pressure, which may not have showcased this past week, but he's been doing it throughout his career so far here in Jacksonville. I'm not hitting the panic button there. The game was, from the quote, it was raining sideways. Okay, it was disgusting. It was cold. It was wet. Just a disgusting atmosphere against an amazing team like the Eagles. I'm not worried about it going forward. But as far as Sunday went, just a really, really poor performance. I think I called it dog, to be completely honest. That can't happen. You can't beat, anybody turning the ball over 5 times. It's just not going to happen. The fact that we were even able to be within, we had that last drive. We had a chance to go down and tie the game. The fact that that even was an available option to even win that game is kind of impressive. Not a moral victory guy, so I'm not looking into that too much. It's just kind of impressive the way that, we were able to hang in that game for, having 5 turnovers from the quarterback position. It's just kind of crazy. But yeah, 4 fumbles. First time a guy has lost 4 fumbles in the single game in a century. Kind of a wild stat I saw on Twitter. But yeah, again, not too worried about that going forward. And his pocket presence, it wasn't really there on Sunday. Again, I don't know if it was the weather, the high pressure, a good front from the Philadelphia Eagles. Could be a lot of things, but no excuses. Got to be better. Pass protection wasn't the best. Definitely not the best we've seen so far, but again, really good front 7 from Philly. They brought it to us and paid dividends. They played really well against us. But the thing that pissed me off the most, I think, to be honest with this whole game, is our, I guess not commitment, but our commitment to not running the ball. Really weird. Coming out of half, Doug Peterson said he really wanted to establish the run game and get that going. And I'm like, hell yeah, absolutely. It's what we have to do. We're getting gashed by Miles Sanders. Like, why not do the same thing? We got better running backs. And in the second half, we come out and we go pass, 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 and punt. And the next drive, pass, 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 and punt. So don't really know what happened there. Don't know if he just forgot. But seriously, yeah, the run game was just not there. I don't know where it went. To be honest, I thought James Robinson was hurt. I'm scrolling through Twitter. I'm refreshing. I'm like, where is James Robinson? Is he hurt? What's going on? Nothing. Just abandon the run. And in those kind of situations, in that kind of weather, can't do that, especially on the road. And when your quarterback has 5 turnovers, why are you not running the football? We were never out of the game. So there's no excuses for just abandoning the run. I really did not understand that. That was kind of the biggest frustration point I had on Sunday, was just the lack of touches to our running backs, whether it be James Robinson or Travis Etienne. I mean, JaMychal Hasty I feel like I saw him out there more than J-Rob. It was weird. So yeah, going forward, got to establish the run. It just makes things easier for 16. So really confused there. Talk about the receivers a little bit. Jamal Agnew had an awesome game. 2 touchdowns. That next up mentality really played a factor. Jamal stepped in, had a great game. Huge shout out to House Call Jamal, bringing in 2 of them. Tim Jones stepped in, played a little bit today, or on Sunday, I apologize. Kind of a non-factor. Saw him out there a few times. I don't think he had a reception. Evan Ingram, quiet. Christian Kirk had a couple drops. I was kind of more surprised when he did catch the ball than when he didn't. He had a pretty rough game. Marvin Jones had a drop. It just, again, with those weather conditions, really tough to do anything with catching the ball. I mean, the ball's heavier. The ball's soaking wet. Ball's not coming out in a tight spiral. I can't fault them too much. Not really going to take anything away from that. But the thing is, I don't want to sit here and make excuses. I could go on and on about, Philly's the best team in football. Oh, the weather was awful. At the end of the day, they're playing in the same kind of situation we are. If you want to be a real threat and, beat good teams, you can't look like that. Just point blank period. Just can't look like that. Really frustrating outing. I was looking forward to this game since pretty much the game ended last week. I'm like, okay, here's our chance. We just beat the Chargers. We had just shut out the Colts. I'm like, okay, we can finally start getting some recognition. Not that I need it. I just kind of want to hear it a little bit. But I'm like, okay, we take on Philly. We beat them on the road. We're going to get talked about. We're going to finally get some credit. They weren't banged up. You couldn't really make excuses for them. We were playing them on the road. I'm like, perfect opportunity to really make a name for ourselves. And, of course, just in Jaguars fashion, just a disgusting game, both on offense and defense. I guess we can talk about the defense for a little bit. I'm kind of concerned. Our lack of depth on the interior of the defensive line, cause for concern. Sure, we're really good at stopping the run, but did you see how we look with Foley Fatukasi out of the game? Pretty bad. Devon Hamilton, really awesome player, but we need more. We need more in there. If he's not able to go, I think we got to look in free agency. Got to look at some guys who are still out there. I know Ndamukong Suh's still out there. Really wouldn't be opposed to that right now. We could really use some more depth there. There's no reason that we should be giving up 160 rushing yards to Miles Sanders. There's just no reason for that. He is a below average running back. I can't put emphasis on that enough. It's Miles Sanders. I'm sorry. 160 yards, inexcusable. I don't care what the conditions are. I know they have one of the best offensive lines in football. I don't care. We have been stopping the run so well. Shut down Jonathan Taylor. Took Austin Eckler out of the game. And then you give up 160 yards to Miles Sanders. Really frustrating there. Foley Fatukasi was a huge loss in that game. He's a difference maker, and if that didn't tell you, I don't know what will. I thought we did a good job at containing Hurts, at least from a mobile standpoint. We weren't able to throw the ball much, and neither were they. Look at the conditions. It's tough to get the ball through the air. But on the ground, I think we held him pretty well. He had that one rushing touchdown that Devin Lloyd just missed out by 2 milliseconds. If he jumps just literally 2 milliseconds quicker towards Jalen Hurts, that's a game-changing play right there. It's a rookie. He still made a great play. Heck of an effort. Popped the ball out. I think the ground forced the fumble, but I'm not here nor there. Still made a great play. Just a smidge too late. And he talked about it in his press conference. He's like, I got to make that play. I'm going to make that play going forward. And I trust him. He's been incredible. Easily a defensive rookie of the year candidate. In my opinion, He's my front runner. He was before the season started, just because he's able to do so much, and you're seeing that so far. Whether that be pass rush, coverage, ball skills, just a tremendous athlete, just a tremendous player, and he's putting that on display so far this year. So yeah, Devin Lloyd, keep doing what you're doing. You've been the MVP so far of the defense. Speaking of MVPs on the defense, Andre Sisco making plays. Honestly, after that pick six on the the first drive, either first or second drive. I'm not gonna lie, I tweeted this, but I kind of felt on top of the league. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as we scored that touchdown, I'm like, dude, no one can with us. I'm not gonna lie. And that quickly bit me in the ass. So hopes were at an all-time high, that's for sure. But then kind of after going up 14 and then missing Jamal Agnew on that deep touchdown pass, that Trevor Lawrence just continues to overthrow a little bit. The deep ball's been kind of an issue so far. But after that, we gave up, I think it was 21 unanswered. Can't do that against a good team, obviously. And then penalties. I know this is kind of off topic, kind of jumping back and forth. Again, just getting used to kind of talking to the camera, not reading off a script, not having my notes in front of me, just talking. But penalties. What happened? We were disciplined the last 2 games. Really, really good on the penalties. And then you get roughing the kicker calls, holding penalties, defensive holding penalties. Can't do that. Inexcusable. Just really, really dumb penalties. Tyson Campbell, that roughing the kicker was brutal. Really, really could have cost us. But I think he more than made up for it. On that late pass to A.J. Brown, to knock that football out on that 4th down, to give us a chance to go down the field and tie the game. What a play by Tyson Campbell. But just to take you back to that moment, I'm sitting there watching the game, got a couple buddies with me, and I stand up. As soon as Trevor Lawrence comes out, I'm like, this is the moment. This is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for a chance for him to come out and go, win us the game. Go have a game-winning drive. I've been waiting for this moment since he joined our team. In a meaningful game, go win us the game. Go prove why you're this generational guy. Go do it. And in the middle of me saying that, ball's loose. Ball comes out. I'm like, that's what I get for talking. Every time I open my mouth, like that happens. So that was super frustrating. Broke my heart. Sat there silent for another 20 minutes. Just a brutal, brutal way to end that game. But again, Philly's a great team. I see a lot of people kind of losing their minds on Twitter. Guys, if I were to tell you that we were 2-2 at this point before the season started, you'd be like, oh my God, we're 2-2? I'll take that. I'll take that any day. And I would too. So I think we gotta calm down a little bit. Gotta realize that this isn't gonna be, how can I put this? We don't have to be the Bengals, okay, of last year. We don't have to go from worst to Super Bowl. Like, we don't have to do that. We have time. We're super young. Got a bunch of guys with a ton of potential. They just got to develop, get more playing time. And all this is good. We're in a really good spot. We're 2-2. We're at the top of the AFC South. We got a pretty, I don't want to say easy schedule coming up because, it's any given Sunday, but the schedule isn't looking too crazy. I think we have the second or third easiest schedule remaining throughout the rest of the season. We're in a really good spot to win the division. The Colts look gross. The Titans look one-dimensional, as they typically do, but even more so now. And then the Texans, not great. I still think we're easily the front runner in the division. So I think we're in a really good spot. That's really all that matters, is just winning the division. Yeah, it would have been awesome to beat Philly, but that's not an end-all be-all, okay? We can turn around, have a nice few games in a row, win some division games, extend our lead even more in the division, and we're in a good spot. So I understand the frustration, and I get it, but there's a difference between criticism and just writing someone off. And that's kind of what I want to go back to with Trevor Lawrence. I made a tweet. I said, FYI, Trevor Lawrence is, it's totally fine for him to have a bad game. Guys have bad games. Because I'm just seeing people say he's clearly not the answer. Should we look at drafting a quarterback this year or look in free agency? You can criticize somebody, for sure. But after the performances that he had with the Chargers and the Colts, And then to come out in that kind of situation against that kind of team and play like that, and you're just going to be like, oh, no, he's not it. You got to pick a side. Like, you're either with him or not. I'm sick of the flip-flopping just based on every Sunday. Trust the process. I know it's frustrating. I get it. But Doug Peterson is building something special here. Their chemistry is really, really good so far. And Trevor Lawrence has looked like the guy. He's looked like the guy. Did he have a bad game Sunday? Yeah. Yeah, people have bad games. I'm not going to write him off because of one. And I know people are going to say, oh, he played like all season last year. Yeah, he did. We also had the worst NFL head coach of all time. One of the worst receiving cores as far as separation and drops go that I've ever seen. And a run game that was, for some reason, between James Robinson and Carlos Hyde. I'm not going to fault a rookie for struggling in that kind of situation. I don't care. You want to call me a homer? You want to call me biased? Fine. But I'm giving him a pass on last season. I really feel like this is his rookie year. This is kind of where his development is starting because, honestly, the developing wasn't a thing last year. It just didn't happen. He wasn't able to. He had to play babysitter for our head coach, so I'm not going to fault him there. But if you want to, and you want to use all of last season in that kind of situation, and then this game against the best team in football right now, fine, so be it. Take it. But I'm definitely not ready to write him off yet, or even close. I'm still a believer, 100%. But you can criticize him. I criticized him. Go look at my tweets. I was very straightforward with that. Definitely not happy with that performance. It cannot happen. Definitely not ready to write him off, even close. Now, if this video is kind of all over the place, I'm getting used to it. It's a new style. Just kind of want to have it more conversational and more casual, rather than me just, again, reading off notes. I feel like it's more fun that way. It's more engaging. So yeah, I apologize if I'm all over the place. I'll have to see it when I watch it back. Just trying to get used to it. Talking to a camera's weird. Still not used to it. I've been doing it for some time now, and I mean not too long, but a little bit. But it's weird. I'm just like staring at myself. Like, I don't know. It's awkward. Just trying to get used to it. Trying to save up for a new camera, new equipment to really improve the quality of the content. So hopefully in the near future, I've been working a lot trying to save up money. Hopefully in the near future I can figure that out. If you have any recommendations, that kind of stuff, definitely drop it down in the comments. I'm, again, very new to this. I'm trying to set up a stream. Again, I'm not too familiar with this. I'm watching a bunch of videos. I'm like, dude, I got a laptop and a microphone. Not really sure how to do this overlay stuff. If you have any, tips, drop them in the comments or know anybody that can answer my questions. Again, drop that in the comments. Really appreciate it. And yeah, again, I apologize if it's all over the place. But I appreciate you guys watching. It means a lot. Seeing all the likes and the comments really makes my day. I appreciate you guys. I'm glad you're liking the content. It's been a ton of fun making it. I think we got Houston up next. Division game, back at home. I feel like we haven't played a home game in a year. It's been weird. I feel like we're always on the road. But hopefully we can get it done. Division game, extend the lead in the AFC South. Got to bounce back. I think this game will be good to build off of. So again, appreciate you guys for watching. And as always, go Jags.